The Song dynasty had been extraordinarily successful. They had made China wealthy and prosperous. They had created paper money, the compass, and many other fastidious and important inventions. They had once been great and mighty, holding great lands throughout modern China. However, after the invasion of Jin, much of their land and reign and power had moved south, along with the merchant and peasant class. Eventually, they came under the sway of the Mongol horde, which conquered the Jin under the leadership of their new Khaganate, or great ruler, Kublai Khan, the grandson of Genghis Khan. He established the Mongol horde as a Chinese imperial force, and in 1271 established the Yuan dynasty that would rule over China for another century. Kublai would reign for 23 years, and in 1279 he conquered all of the Song, incorporating all of China into its lands. Despite their nomadic Mongolian origins, he styled the Yuan dynasty as a Chinese dynasty, accepting their principles of Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism to continue to create a powerful bureaucracy. What the Mongols were more interested in was wealth and luxury, and they displayed it in their capitals, such as his famous Xanadu, and a growing popular city, Dadu, which later became the Mongol capital, modern-day Beijing. It was here that Marco Polo visited and was impressed by the splendor and wealth of the Chinese. This was when the Europeans first made formal contact with the Chinese in the midst of the Middle Ages. Later, Kublai Khan, interested in conquest, would send forces to Japan trying to conquer them. But a kamikaze, a divine wind, a typhoon, sent them back, and a second invasion proved futile as well. The Japanese retained their independence, and despite conquering Korea, the Yuan dynasty's thirst for violence and control would be their undoing, as their reckless spending would lead to their decline. Their luxuriant lifestyles and constant demands for conquest and violence would not be sustainable for their empire. And eventually, the native Chinese defeated them, establishing a new dynasty in 1368, the Ming.